We now return to Conan Exiles, Age of War, Chapter 4, which I didn't feel like I was going to have enough content to make a separate series, so we're just latching this onto the end of the last one. So as you can see, I'm wearing some armor. I've bypassed most of what this new update has added to the game, and I think I'm only going to make a couple episodes here. So let's go ahead and look in the challenges first. So they've completely changed how this works. Now, instead of having just a bunch of rotating tasks, they've made it so that you only have 3 options, and they last for about a week. So they did this supposedly because people were going through them too quickly and getting to the end content, and then, it was basically 3 weeks of, or 4 weeks of people just sitting there waiting for something new to come out. I didn't think there was a problem with it. But they decided that they were going to make the challenges more difficult and a little bit more involved, but much more rewarding. So, like, you complete one of these things, and it gains you, like, 3 or 4 slots on the Battle Pass here. Completing all 3 of these is usually enough to get around 10 levels. But because it's so stretched out, like, you don't get some of this endgame content, like the armor, or a bench, or a dog, for weeks. And so there is a way I found to kind of speed this up. They also changed it too so that world bosses now contribute to the experience. So not just completing these, but also hitting up world bosses will level you. And the thing that I found that is most effective for this is going to the volcano and beating the snake god, or snake boss rather. That's worth about 500. So beat him twice and you gain a level, and that's how I managed to grind the last 7 levels of this Battle Pass, so I didn't have to wait another week for this thing to open up here. So let's go ahead and look at the Battle Pass, and we'll read through the story this time. So we may recall in Chapter 3 was when we sieged this big old castle, which is still there in the game. But now, we've won, the Stygians have run off. And here we are. See now the treasures of the Stygian keep, ripe for the taking by the conquering exiles. Victory is good, wealth is good, and yet... So, they've brought in the Zingarans, and I don't know why it's previewing this in the colors that I currently have. I've just used a bunch of dye that I got from the boss fight, and I just started using it for everything. And it looks kind of goofy, but anyway, so like they've gone with this very obvious conquistador-looking setup for Zingara. I have a real problem with this theme and sort of what they've done with all the other themes as well. It just doesn't feel very Conan to me. Like this is a very, relatively recent, I guess, compared to like the fall of Atlantis and the whole time period in which Conan is supposed to take place. This is a very recent type of armor, and it just feels really out of place for a sword and sorcery barbarian game. But I feel that way about like the Roman and Greek and other armor sets that they've put into the game. Like it's just a thing where fantasy can, for some reason, not conceive of like a more primitive version of this look, but whatever. Anyway, so then they throw in tapestry. We got an armor weapon rack, rugs, new weapons. While defeat can mean death for the conquered, victory brings its own strange dangers when one is blood drunk and loot hungry. So now everybody's looting the place. Let's see, new torches, more cannonballs, bed. We got some tents, which I'm kind of excited to put down. We can build an encampment here. A lone exile stares down a dark passage, uncovered by the carnage, the way one might look into the mouth of a lion for an extra scrap of meat. So this has now been added to the castle. We'll go over there in a minute here. I'll show what this chapter update has added to the game. New foundations, new walls, which are camp walls, more money, another tapestry, new chest. Unnoticed by his fellows, the exile explores the mysterious cavern, impossibly older than the keep that sits atop it. You'll remember that Almeria sat there prior to the castle being rebuilt upon it, and, obviously this is retconned. This was not in there originally either. We have a new steed armor. I might add that, I don't know. New bowl, new shield, more weird symbols, swords. Curiosity compels the hapless to delve into places demons fear to tread. Hairs wisely standing on the back of the neck go unheeded. See, in here is the trappings. Fuck, why am I blanking on this? I was literally just playing through this stuff. Jebel Sag, there you go. That's the god focus in this chapter. Okay, so a new bedroll, new flag, another rug, a curved wall. Okay. Such sights. Primordial pictographs on the wall. An altar bedite? An altar bedite? What the hell does that mean? In sacrificial gore. Strange symbol that sets one's incisors to itching. And we can go find that here in a minute. A new rapier flourish. And tapestries and a table. We'll set up a new camp. That'll be next episode, I think. Do all that stuff. The mere touch of a blood-stained hand is all it takes to awaken the hungry altar, to quicken a god who loped when the earth was young. And a new captain's tent, more wall decorations, more regular decorations. Mankind fancies itself as removed from the food chain. Sometimes our delusions are shattered, and all the world is teeth, teeth, teeth. So this is a thing where they've now added nighttime attacks by werewolves or were-hyenas, and there's a reason for that we'll get into in a minute. The new command table, an inner curved wall, ratio, and a new gate. Our flesh is not for feasting, we cry defiantly into the dark, as though we are made of sacred stuff, as though we are not mere meat. A new dog. I'll have to see how we can get that. Myself a new companion once we get to the camp building. New tapestries, new axes, the scriptures written raggedy and red. Is that supposed to be an exclamation point? Jebel Sag, glory be to the hunt. May the reek of human gore smile back at you. Okay. And a bench, camp gate doors, a new token of remembrance, and the armor that is even more out of place that I'm currently wearing. Okay, so see out here I managed to get myself some new companions. The Hunter of Jebel Sag is sort of the end of chapter reward, and I have another one in my bag here, Corrupted Savage Horn. Yeah, I guess that's the one. So, and then I don't remember where I got you from, but anyway. So here's that armor set. The primary armor set. I'm wearing the captain's version of that. Okay. Yeah, so like that light beam over there is sort of the whole thing here. Let's go ahead and enter creative mode, and we will go over to here. So the theme of this chapter is that Jebel Sag is, I guess, testing the exiles, and so now, as I said, during the night, you will be attacked by were-hyenas, and, or werewolves, I don't know. I have actually not yet been attacked by any of them, but you get fangs, which you then bring over to this guy, Master of the Hunt. We are above, what's that, Impezi? The were-hyena who sends us into the dream of Jebel Sag the first time, the dungeon, is right below us. So it's very conveniently placed. Anyway, we talk to this guy.
For a hunt, eh? Bring me offerings harvested from the hunt to honor the Prince of Beasts, Jebel Sag. In return, I will give goods to aid your hunts. Defeat Jebel Sag's nocturnal hunters and champions. Collect the trophies that bring his favor. Jebel Sag is partial to teeth. Ah yes, the teeth. The teeth. Little ivory affirmations of our savage joy. Bring me the teeth. Bring me offerings harvested from the hunt to honor the Prince of Beasts,
Okay.
Jebel Sag.
Anyway, so yeah, then we turn it in
give goods to
here.
aid
First
your
thing we
hunts.
need is the Jebel Sag Hunter War
Defeat
Paint.
Jebel Sag's nocturnal hunters and
So,
champions.
as he was saying, we need to
Collect
get
the
trophies,
trophies
bring
that
them
bring
to
his
get these
favor.
champion lures. And there are 3 champions that we will gain other things off of that we then bring to the altar. We'll go do that in a minute here. But they are supposedly very difficult. I don't know, because I've been cheating to get this done as quickly as possible. But if you wear this war paint, you apparently have to do so armorless to get its buff. But its buff will allow you to do a lot of damage to the boss enemies. And then, of course, you get all of these. Oh, this is where I got the Were Hyena Hunter. I feel like you get 2 gorillas, but then I didn't get to... Unless I've got him sitting somewhere else. Maybe I've got him sitting somewhere else. Anyway, yeah, so then you get a lot of other scrolls that unlock a lot more stuff as well. Lots of claws are required, but again, you can just cheat those in. The thing about this game, and I kind of wanted to mention this when I was talking about the changes that they've done to the challenges here. The thing about this game is that it seems to be very difficult for people who are playing quote-unquote legitimate on servers, multiplayer servers. Like originally this challenge thing, or this event, was only going for like a week, and then they decided to extend it because apparently everybody complained that it was not long enough to actually get it done. But frankly, I think that was kind of a gimmick. You know, it's kind of like Black Friday sales where they say, oh yeah, it's going to be, you know, this price, but then like it's always that price kind of thing. I feel like they had always intended for this to be longer. Anyway, so with the challenges though, like you know, with the battle pass, you can get these coins, and that's been the gimmick, and that's why I was not afraid to purchase this. For $10, you start out with the battle pass, and then by the end of every chapter, every season, you get enough coins to pay for it again. It's basically free. With the way these challenges, though, are set up, if you aren't playing on a single-player server and you know, using admin cheats to get it done super quick, I feel like it is more likely that you are going to not complete the battle pass. And I kind of feel, and maybe I'm just being a pessimist and a little bit cynical here, I kind of feel like that's intentional. Like they're trying to get people from completing the free ride so easily. But, you know, like, what would possibly make me think that they would ever price gouge here? I don't know. Anyway, so then we've got the bloody tongue of Jebel Sag here.
Predator or prey, you are welcome in the sacred hunt.
Can you tell me of Jebel Sag?
Before, Jebel Sag reigned over all the earth, over all beasts, including humankind. All predators and prey worshipped him and spoke the same language. Even now, separated by 10,000 tongues, even now, when the corruption of civilization peaks, the god of all beasts walks among us, sometimes as a man, sometimes as an animal, and you will know him by eyes that burn like yellow coals in the dark. The smartest of animals, who remember the beginning of all things, still worship him, as do the men and women who still feel the primal fever, the quickened heart, the blood-soaked drum of the hunt, animal and human. They are descendants of Jebel Sag's loins. The flesh remembers.
What are you doing here?
Illuminate. The hunt is Jebel Sag's most sacred sacrament. We hunt for his glory. In this time of the gathering, we hunt to be his next chosen.
Go on.
Perhaps you have already faced the ferocity of Jebel Sag's chosen. Those most devoted to his hunt lope in the darkness after the horizon has devoured the sun. far from the blasphemy of civilization's walls. Slay these chosen for the trophies that will buy you his favor. Search the lands for his champions 3. The mammoth guarding a frozen temple. The rhino in the shadow of a sea vessel locked in the sands. And the panther on the shores to the east. Each champion a vicious paragon of its kind. Seek a mark of Jebel Sag, set a lure, and draw a champion to you. To properly consecrate the combat, strip yourself of the obscenity of armor, and adorn yourself with the painted sigils of the Beast Lord.
Okay, so that right there is just the hint of where you need to go and how to fight the battles.
From the flesh of these champions, carve and take the brand that marks them as Jebel Sags. Combine their holy flesh with the lure upon this altar. Drink the nectar we have prepared, and ready your soul for an audience with the King of Beasts' greatest champion. The flesh remembers.
How does one properly worship the Lord of Beasts?
The scripture of Jebel Sag already resides in the meat of your mind. The Lord of all beasts etched it into the minds of your ancestors' ancestors. You may awaken this knowledge by partaking of our sacrament. Eat the flesh of remembrance, and knowledge of our religion will blossom in your skull and rib cage. The flesh remembers.
Okay. And then you have the option
blood
here to leave or join the hunt, and that is what turns on or off the attacks at night, but I don't have to worry much about that. And so, yeah, okay. So, first things first, you know, you get your things, your claws, you come in, you get champion lures, and then we have to go around the world to go find those things. So, she mentions them very specifically. First one is the mammoth by the Temple of Frost. Well, I think a lot of people start with the panther, but anyway, it is down here. And then what we need to do, as you can see, okay, I do have a Melodorus Grand Champion, Tainted Grand Champion Lure. I think that's it. I'm holding on to some of the end game stuff. Anyway, so you... Oh. Is it just a champion lure? I think it's just a champion lure. So the Melodorus one versus the Tainted one versus the Grand Champion one. But see what that does. Anyway, you put these here. And let's see how this works without me having the benefit of the naked bonus and the Jebel Sag bonus here. Okay. Well, let's hope that I have the nudity off. Good. Okay, so now I'm nakers, and I've got the war paint on me already. And you can see how much difference that actually does in fact make. So then you get the brand of the mammoth, and a bunch of claws, and I think we can probably also... What else do we get out of this? Just a bunch of regular shit. Stuff I don't need. Let's drop it all. And drop that. And drop all that. Okay, so that's one. Then the next one. Mentioned there's a rhino over by the ships. How did I was already over here many times. How did I not get that in my thing? Anyway, so then we come over here. Now, obviously, I am doing so much damage because I'm also doing like 10 times the damage thanks to admin, but whatever, we're just trying to skate through this as quickly as possible. So, once again, get that done. Then the last one is over here by Flotsam. I think it's over here. No. Alright. Is it this one, maybe? So it's by a bunch of broken ships. Not over here, surely. I feel like it was much closer. I'd forget, obviously. And no. There. It wasn't along here. No. I swear it was right here, though. I may have to look this one up real quick.
One last look at the salt.
Well, we'll just go along the rocks. Is this way? I'm pretty sure it was closer to the actual area over there. Here, right there. Okay. And done. Okay. Oops, I didn't grab the thing. Now I've got the thing. Okay, so then, as is kind of hinted at in the challenges here, or the battle pass I should say, with this story and early on mentioning the place down below Almaria Castle. Now go... Where am I? There we go. Fortunately, we have to wait for the castle to build again. Must be right there. Okay. Oh, damn, I thought I could sneak in there. So, what? There's... I keep... You're not on this. Well, okay. We need a battering ram, which supposedly resides over here. I feel like it's supposed to be in that barrel. Or something. Anyway, doesn't matter. Because I can just spawn one in, or we can just go ghost mode. Okay. We go through there, and now we're in this chamber. All the way over here. Clearly a little bit tougher. But then we've already got the Ancient Blood. We get Ancient Blood, and now that allows us to build a special secret lure. So, we'll grab all that. We go all the way back over to here. Right there? I think it's right there. Close. Not quite. Come back here. I cannot be in creative mode for this. So then you come here and you put together your stuff. The Grand Champion Lure. Okay, that's what the Grand Champion Lure is for. You use it to combine. And then anyway, once you get that, you will get either the Malodorous Grand Champion Lure or the Grand Champion Lure. Then, you have to go
Lovely
off.
weather for a hunt, eh?
Let's go back into creative mode real quick.
Welcome, hunter.
Trade, and we do a potion of the hunt. Now this thing only lasts for a few minutes, much like the other one does that takes you into Jebel Sag's realm. So you have to use it right away. Then we come here. And let's see, we want regular Grand Champion Lure. Say anything else? No? I don't think I can. Anyway, so you see there, I got a tablet of power for my troubles, but I'm already absolutely full on everything. Got more points than I can actually use. So I don't really need them. I guess I could just get rid of all this stuff, especially since I can just spawn it in anyway. So that's the regular Grand Champion. Unfortunately, to reset, we gotta go back out.
Lovely weather for a hunt, eh?
Trade for that. Yeah, he's still here, but I think this might still work. That would give us the Malodorous one. Whoops. That, yeah, it didn't do it. Item cannot be moved. Why is that? There. Malodorous. Why is that? Maybe I have to get out of creative mode? It's also possible, since I'm so over-encumbered, I'm taking up slots I'm not supposed to. I just... that. Alright. Maybe let's go make a new one. Grand Champion Lure. Ancient Blood. I don't know why it's not letting me do that now. I'm trying to split the... Okay, well, I guess I can't show it off. How was I able to do it before then? Well, anyway, it's basically the same fight with a much tougher bear, and then when you kill him, that's when you get the corrupted savage horn. And this is what allows you to summon a bear companion, and I feel like the first bear did the same thing, but as you can see down here, it has an expiration timer. And that expiration timer is actually what turns that into the object. For some reason, rather than just having it now and then being able to use it, you have to wait until this turns into it. And this only counts down when you're in the game. So you basically have to let this run to have it go do that, which is kind of lame, unless maybe we can get an object. Let's find out. Okay. Well, anyway, so yeah, I don't have that. It's actually possible. Champion. Purge champion. I don't know what it's actually called, so I can't put it down. Yeah, I have no idea. But anyway, yeah. So that's that. That's pretty much the whole dealy-do here. Can't talk to this guy, even though he looks like somebody you could talk to. Okay. Well, pretty disappointing overall, as far as just absolutely nothing this time around. It makes me wonder and a little bit nervous what they think they're possibly going to do for future battle passes, because this is pretty much scraping the barrel here. Like, this is not a lot of anything. And just like the way they overcomplicated this event, not a fan, really. I mean, it's just kind of, it's a lot of collecting to collect to collect to finally do a thing, which I imagine would be very difficult, you know, to do legitimately. It's just, I don't know, it feels kind of like the days when I started to leave WoW, World of Warcraft, just the grinding of bosses to maybe get what you need for the final items that you're looking for, and I just don't. I don't know. I don't have high hopes. It feels more like they are trying to find excuses for how they can further monetize the game, rather than actually add meaningful content, which is, you know, it's disappointing. But I guess all things come to an end eventually. So I think next time, what I'll do here, why don't we go have a look? There is an island at the very edge of the map. Where are we? Right back over here. And it's right over by the Derketto's palace place. But I can't think of many more things I want to build in this game, but I do think maybe building a little encampment right here, a little Zingaran encampment, might be appropriate. It's a little hilltop fort overlooking that and the city of treasure on the other side of it, and right up, I mean, we are right up against the curse wall here. So that's the end of the world, the edge of the world, and I think that'd be a good place for this. Hopefully, we can deal with this bastard. Constantly coming in, annoying us, but I think maybe he'll stay away. So we'll have to get that going. What is that, a boss? Looks like a boss rhino. It is a boss rhino. Slightly more difficult than the major Jebel Saw bosses, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, next time we'll come back here and we'll use all the new Zingaran stuff that I've unlocked, and we'll see if it's actually worthwhile. Build a couple tents here instead of an actual building of any kind. I don't know how that's going to impact these trees, because you need foundations to make them not respawn. Alternatively, I could put down an elevator and we could just do a cliff top. Tiny little cliff top thing. Maybe we'll do like a lookout tower here or something. Just to have something. Anyway, I'll end this one here. I'll see you next time.